Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. In this episode, I thought we'd just pick it up right here at the owl statue because we did take on the Oceanside Spider House in the last episode, but where we actually need to go via the Song of Soaring is back to Ikana Canyon because that is the next area of the game, and in fact the final area of the game that we need to complete. So I'm gonna try to get most of it done. I hate to say most of it, I would say maybe like a third of it done in this one episode. And you might remember a couple episodes back that we went to the oh my, I can't even say it anymore, Ikana graveyard to reload that one area where the guy in the Gara mask was so we could get back up on, we're basically where we are right now. But what I need to do now is roll there in my Goron form just to make it fast. I will meet you guys there. And here we are back in the Ikana graveyard. I actually said it right that time. Now, what I usually like to equip for this area is my bow, my ocarina, and my bunny mask, or hood, and I'll talk about that in a second. But I want to talk to Dompe first. I am Dompe the Gravekeeper, who watches over this graveyard. My face is frightening, but I am not a bad person. All the graves here belong to the family members of the King of Ikana Castle, a place that lies beyond the mountains. Even nowadays, the ghosts come out at night. It is a frightening graveyard. We will actually be talking to them quite a bit over, actually, one time that I can think of, but Dompe is actually in this game. I am not sure if it's the same one. Obviously, it's probably not, but in any case, if we read the sign right here, it says, "Ye who awaken me, battle me," basically. Then he will extinguish the furious flame. We will learn what that means in a second, but we do have a song that will awaken people, and that just so happens to be the Sonata of Awakening. And I kind of like the fact that they're bringing songs back later on in the game, but I'm trying to remember, I don't think we're ever going to use that song again, so it's useful like twice in the entire game. But what that does is awaken this guy right here, and this is where the bunny hood will come in, because we need to go ahead and take out the enemies here. I cannot remember what they're called. Skull Kids, I guess, is what you could probably call them. I hit him with that spin attack right there. What that does is stop him. If you can hit him like that or catch up to him, you'll stop him and you can actually fight him. And that is the goal. If you let him get to the end of the track or whatever, you have failed if you want to call it a minigame, I guess that's what you could call it, you will have failed that. But I actually got it in a really short amount of time. Wait, it is my loss. Sheathe your weapon. I commanded the Ikana army of Ikana Kingdom atop the hill. I am called Skull Kita. Since being shamed by loss in a battle within my kingdom, I have waited here for one to come and awaken my soul. Young swordsman who has awakened and deftly defeated me, I shall rely on your power to fulfill my request. I ask you to take my soul, which rests in the fiercely burning flame, and convey my words to my men who, even in death, remain loyal to me. Tell them the war has ended. Then I shall be able to drift quietly into sleep. Captain, sir, may I take leave, sir? Yes, sir! Now, I've always wondered, by the way, we need the hook shot, or I usually use the hook shot to get over there, but that sound effect that just played right there, the only other place that I remember that sound effect being played was at the beginning on the title screen. When you click things, the confirmation tone that plays is that tone, and I don't know why they ever put that in there. That doesn't really make much sense, but we get the captain's hat. The ghosts of 100 soldiers swear allegiance to that symbol of authority. Now then, that was the flame that he was talking about earlier before, actually it was on that sign or whatever. That is the flame that he just extinguished for us. The funny thing is, believe it or not, there's a glitch that you can use to not even have to raise Skull Kita. Anyway, what we need to do now, I guess we can check this grave. The melody that summons the tears of angels rests here, so we need to get in this grave right here, but to do that we need to make it nighttime on the first day, and actually it has to be nighttime on the first day. It can't be nighttime on any other days, so be sure that you do this on the first day, and the easiest way of doing that is, of course, to play the Song of Double Time, which I think I might have only ever used like one time before, but it's right, AA, down, and you will advance like 12 hours. Or, to the next 12-hour increment or whatever. But we need to go ahead and immediately pull out our captain's hat, because if we put it on, we can speak to these Stout children, or whatever they're called. Ah, Captain, sir. Excuse me, sir. Everyone give the Captain your attention. We haven't seen you in some time, Captain, sir. As per your order, sir, we've been guarding these graves closely. We have all been expecting your next order, sir. What shall we do? I guess we're gonna have to open the grave. Open it? Yes, sir. Everyone, follow me. Oh, so I'm just kind of morbid how we're opening graves in a Zelda game, but I guess that's what we've got to do, and we actually have to do this to beat the game. But you can see over there that there is a platform that we cannot get to right now. There's a glitch. I can't believe I'm saying this again. There's a glitch that you can do to get over on that platform on the first day and just complete everything down here at one time, pretty much. But what I like to do for this room, actually the only way that I know of beating this room, unless you have some Deku sticks, is to throw bombs pretty much everywhere to take out these skull, or these, I forgot, bad bats or whatever they're called, I forgot. Anyway, if you take out all these bats, you will first of all have an easier time of actually completing the room, and second of all, I believe we get a rupee reward of some kind for completing this, and it looks like we get a chest of some kind. If I had to guess, I would guess like I was gonna say a purple rupee, but I guess a red rupee would make more sense. Oh, purple rupee. Actually, I did not expect to get 50 rupees for taking out, like, maybe 20 of those bats. But now that we have the room clear, we can aim freely and fire arrows at the torches. Unfortunately, the chest was blocking me. Anyway, there are 4, or actually 3, it looks like. I thought there might be 4 in here, but there are only 3. Now, coming in here, you might want to be careful, because there is a very formidable foe that we have not seen in Majora's Mask yet. What I want to go ahead and do is equip my Goron mask, because I saw a strategy on some other video or whatever. If we just go ahead and pound him, then he will wake up or whatever. If we just keep going up and down with our pound technique, it is a little bit difficult for him to hit us. Right when I said that, he went ahead and hit me. Anyway, this is the Iron Knuckle. I thought I should go ahead and examine him, because, you know, after he hit me like that, he deserves to have some recognition. Anyway, if all goes to plan, you should be able to use the pound technique to dodge his attacks, and it looks like after that first mishap, it's actually going okay. And he should be fairly close to death right here. I'm not sure exactly how many it takes, but I guess that's it right there. When he gets his armor off, pretty much all you gotta do is hit him with your regular punch attack, because it seems like either you get invincibility frames or it knocks him back, such that he can't really hit you that often. But really, I guess that's all there is to the Iron Knuckle. We're going to be fighting at least 1 more in the game. I think 2 more in the game, but they're not as apparent in this game as they seem like they were in Ocarina of Time. Are you the one who freed my soul? I serve the Ikana royal family. I am the composer called Flat. The songs connected to the royal family that remain here were all composed by my brother and I. Oh, Sharp, my dear brother. He sold his soul to the devil, and he was the one who locked me in here. You who do not fear the dead, learn well the song that is inscribed behind me. And if you ever meet my brother, I'd like you to inform him. The 1,000 years of raindrops summoned by my song are my tears. The thunder that strikes the earth is my anger. I have made my request. Now, we've learned, or actually, we've remembered the Song of Storms that we've heard before. This is a turbulent tune that blows curses away. I like the fact that in Majora's Mask, the Song of Storms is a required song to learn. I don't think you actually even had to learn it in Ocarina of Time. I love how I got 100% on video of Ocarina of Time, and I don't even remember if that was a required song to beat the game or not. But in any case, in Majora's Mask, I should say, it is required to beat the game, and not only to beat the game, it's required to lift a curse, so it has a lot more meaning in Majora's Mask than it did in Ocarina of Time. But not only does it lift curses, it does all that other stuff that it did in Ocarina of Time as well, I believe. Like, I think you can play it as some springs and stuff, and it will make fairies appear, or I forgot exactly what else it can be used for, but it can be used for a lot of other things. Now, anyway, we need to go back to Ikana Canyon. But now that we have the Song of Storms, we can actually progress the plot a little bit more. I guess learning the Song of Storms was progressing the plot. What I want to show you, actually, is over here, this place over here. I don't think we've actually been acquainted with this place yet in the Let's Play. If we read the sign right here, it will say Ikana Castle Front Gate. Now, we have to get in here because that is the next area of the game. The only problem is that we do not have... First of all, we don't know how to get in there because the front door is locked, and like I said, it will never open, and that is true. We can never open that gate. So what we've got to do is find another way in. Might as well go ahead and examine the sign right here. I guess we're going on an impromptu tour of the area. This is a spirit house. We will be going in there eventually to get a piece of heart, but not right now. And while we're here, might as well go ahead and examine these blue bubbles. Blue bubble. And I think I explained this before. If you run into those, it will curse you and you can't use your sword. I guess I'm just going to get hit. And right here is the spring water cave. Now, there is a ghost in here that we have to worry about, and we did just learn the Song of Storms, so we're pretty well equipped to come in here. But if you didn't have the Song of Storms, I would not want to come in here. What business have you in Ikana Kingdom, land where only the dead roam? This is no place for one as full of life as you. Or do you say that you wish to join the dead? That is fine. If that is the case, then sleep gently to the melody of darkness so that the great composer Sharp shall play, and join the ranks of the dead. Now, we can listen to this for just a second, but if we do, we get hurt, so it's probably not in our best interest to listen to it for too long. To get rid of this curse, though, you might remember that just a second ago we learned the Song of Storms, and we also learned that it is able to lift curses. What is this? The song. No, it can't be. The song. Flat, my dear brother, forgive your foolish brother who dreamt of the revival of the royal family. Ye who do not fear the dead. With my brother's song, you have broken the curse that was placed upon me. It is all thanks to you. We dead should not be lingering here in this land. It was all a trick of the masked one who had upset things. If you truly do not fear the dead, I wish for you to go to the temple in this land and sever the root of the evil curse that torments us. To do that, I, the only one who knows the way into the temple, shall direct you to the king. The king is in the ruins of the Ikana castle, awaiting the coming of the one who will break the curse. I have made my final request. Well, that was actually a very eventful cutscene. We've heard the final requests of both of the Flat and Sharp brothers. I forgot what their name actually was, their last name or whatever. Anyway, now that we've played the Song of Storms in there, we've allowed the water to flow and start turning this wheel right here to turn the music on at the music house. And by the way, the music sounds a lot like the music from the Big Boo's Haunt level in Super Mario 64. I'm not sure if it exactly is or not, or if I'm just misremembering. But anyway, here the music house or whatever, I didn't actually expect that girl to see me all the way over here. Now, we actually have to break into this little girl's house, and that sounds a little bit weird probably, but what we need to do is put a bomb on her doorstep, and she will come out immediately. If you do not put a bomb here, I'm just going to go ahead and run fairly far away so she doesn't see me as soon as she comes out. If you don't put a bomb here, she will come out of her house every, like, I think it's 2 in-game minutes, or 2 in real-life minutes, which is quite a bit of time. So if you have some extra bombs, I would recommend bombing her doorstep so you can get her out of her house a little bit more easily. I kind of thought she was going to see me there, but it looks like we're in the house. Now, I do like this house. It's really colorful. There's a lot of stuff on the walls. The only problem is we don't have a lot of time to look around. If you take too long, she will come back in and throw you out. Now, if we walk over here, now, I've always thought that was one of the saddest things in the entire series, but for that we get the Gibdo mask, so at least a little bit of good came from that. But not only did we get the Gibdo mask, we've actually saved this man's life, and we've reunited this family pretty much, or healed the family. Now, if we try to examine it, Tata will say, let them be, don't we get it? You're so insensitive. I always thought that was a little bit of, I was going to say comic relief. It's not even really comic relief. If you were in this situation, or if I was in this situation, I don't think I would want to try to interrupt that moment either. Anyway, like I said, I always thought that was a really sad part of the game, because, of course, that girl was trying to keep, or she was actually until we broke in the house, she was keeping her father locked in the closet because he was in the middle of turning into a Gibdo. But now that we have the Gibdo mask, we can talk to Gibdos, so that's pretty cool. Now, one thing I want to show you before we go back to Clocktown, because it is about to be time for me to have to go talk to Andrew again, because you might remember I forgot to, or I messed up the side quest. We're gonna have to do that again. If we come over here and put on our Garo mask, Master, you called. What are you? A Garo will be summoned, and it does not take much to kill these. Later on, we're going to be fighting a lot more tough Garos, I guess you could say. But really all we gotta do is dodge the sword, as Navi said. And it looks like, actually, I really did not think that one sword slash was going to be enough to kill him, but if you kill a Garo, he will give you a little bit of wisdom. Now, I don't know what he's going to say. To cross the Valley of Ikana, aim at the river beasts. Okay, so he's going to tell us how to cross the river that we've already crossed. So I guess what would happen usually is that you would be in this area for the first time wearing the Garo mask, because you would have come up, would have basically hit the hook shot on that tree and came through this area with the Garo mask on, and that guy would have told you exactly how to beat the area or how to get through it. But since we already know how to do it, I guess that piece of advice is a little bit useless. But yeah, like I said, we need to go back to Clocktown to, of course, advance the Andrew and Captain side quest, and I already messed up one time. But not only that, I have a lot of stuff that I need to collect before we progress with the game. And after I collect that, and do the Andrew and Cafe side quest again, up to the point where I finished it last time, or I got to last time, I'll meet you guys at the milk bar. Alright, now it is 10 o'clock at night and I've rounded up pretty much everything that I need. Unfortunately, we do not have our proof of membership equipped to get into the milk bar, but we do have one, and that is the Romani's mask, which you might remember that Crimea said would be our proof of membership to get into the milk bar. Now, apparently, all of a sudden, we're a member because we have a mask of a cow on right now. But now that we're in here at night, which I do not believe we've been in here at night before, we have a whole host of characters we need to talk to. Over here we have Mario behind the counter, and we can talk to him to learn a little bit about the milk routes and stuff like that, about the huge boulder that we've already really dealt with, so all this information is not really all that important. But if we talk to him again, then we can have a drink, and the two things that he offers are regular milk and Chateau Romani, which, Chateau Romani, we're going to probably be getting that eventually, and if you do, you get unlimited magic. Now, we need to go ahead and talk to this guy right here, but I want to go ahead and equip my Deku mask as well, or just any mask. If we talk to him, he'll say that we were scheduled to do a show, but it got canceled, and I'll just go ahead and explain exactly what we're going to have to do here and leave the text, of course. Basically, what we've got to do is play a song here as each of our forms or whatever, and because it's going to take a while, I think I will try my best to edit this and make this as special as possible. Bravo! That was the best! That melody. That melody. It brings back so many memories. It's their old standby, Ballad of the Windfish. That's the song the members of the previous generation of the Indiegogo's made famous. I entered show business because I heard the song at the Carnival of Time long ago. By doing performances, I thought maybe I'd get to meet the singers of that song. The one you heard singing must have been the original Lulu, mother of the current lead singer who's also named Lulu. So her daughter is singing now. Is that so? I'd like to hear that. I'm sorry I booed you. Please, take my mask. I don't know how common it is for everybody to just have their own random masks laying around. I know I don't have a mask of myself just laying around, but anyway, this is the Circus Leaders mask. I have got to put this on right now to show you exactly what it does. It doesn't actually do that much, spoiler alert, but if we stand here you can see that it cries, which I never noticed this effect back when I played the game a long time ago. And if we run, the tears stream behind us. But the only other use for this that I can think of right now, of course, I've already explained in that one minigame where we are being chased by the Garo brothers, we can use, or the Gorman brothers, we can use that mask and they will not attack Cremia's carriage. But now I need to go back, it's almost 11:30, and talk to Andrew in the kitchen again. I will meet you guys after that. Alright guys, here we are back in Ikana Canyon, ready to actually advance the plot yet again. I don't like the fact that I gotta keep going back and doing the Andrew and Cafe side quest since I already did a lot of it, but it can't be helped because I messed it up. I'm not sure if I even explained how I messed it up really. I think I might have mentioned in the Great Bay Temple episode because that's where I realized it, but I accidentally saved the old lady, and if you do that, you cannot complete the Andrew and Cafe side quest. So doing that one little mistake is going to add on like 2 or 3 extra cycles that I have got to do, but those cycles will be almost nothing but little things that are going to take like 5 minutes each. But anyway, up here, if we examine the sign, this is the empty well. Apparently there are also ghosts in here. I don't believe it. Let's go ahead and drop in here. Now, you do not want to drop in here. I was going to say if you don't have the Gibdo mask, but I guess if you don't have like a lot of health, because I took quite a bit of damage right there. But yeah, here we are underneath or beneath the well. Now, I really like this area for its tone and atmosphere, I guess. I mean, it's a really good area for that. I'm just going to go ahead and equip my Gibdo mask so we can talk to the Gibdos. But it seems like it's a very large fetch quest, and if we talk to this Gibdo or any of them, they will want us to leave them. This one was something that sprouts when it's watered, and 5 of them, I guess he gets to make demands. We have to give them exactly what they want, or they will not open the door. So what I'm going to do, I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to edit that part that I did a little while ago. Of course, by this time, when you see this, it will have already been edited. But I went around and there was a lot of fluff stuff that I got to cut out, is what I'm trying to say here, because I went around collecting everything that I need to get through here, such as those 5 magic beans. Now, I got exactly what I needed to get through here and nothing else, so I'm going to go the exact path that we need to get through here, and I accidentally just skipped that dialogue, but I'm pretty sure what he wants is the 10 Deku nuts, so I guess I'm going to go ahead and give him those. Hopefully it's right, because I don't even remember what happens if you're wrong. Luckily, I was right. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to go the exact path through this area. I'm not going to go in any of the side rooms, as you can see down there in the bottom right. I guess not now. Now, you can see down there in the bottom right that there are rooms such as this one with fire blocking the entrances and everything that we just do not want to go in. Because, first of all, there's a lot of rooms that I don't think we even have the things to get into, or, you know, the items to give to the Gibdos. And even if we did, there's nothing, like I said before, there is nothing redeeming about any of these other rooms. I think there's a fairy fountain down here somewhere, but not even a great fairy fountain, so it's not even necessary to go to that. Anyway, I'm not even sure how long this episode is, but we've got to fight a big Poe right here to get through the rest of the dungeon. So I'll meet you guys after I fight this big Poe. You know, I'm glad I made that judgment call to cut that out or speed it up or whatever I'm going to do, because that took entirely too long to kill that thing. It took 5 fire arrows. I don't know if fire arrows are even stronger than regular arrows in this case. Of course, for other enemies they might be, but I have a feeling that regular arrows might not even be stronger or weaker in this case. I think it would just take 5 arrows in any case. Anyway, now that we have the big Poe, I can go through the rest of the dungeon. We have to have the big Poe. I don't know if I made this clear before. We have to have the big Poe to get through the dungeon. And as far as I remember, there is no other way to get a big Poe other than that big Poe. So we have to go through the dungeon to get to that point, to get the big Poe to get through the rest of the dungeon. But what this Gibdo wants right here is a fish, which I got. The only place I even remember to get fish, which is where I got this fish, is over there where I got the fish in that pool to get that heart piece for the Marine Research Lab. That was a really long-winded way of saying where I got that fish, but I'm pretty sure this guy right here wants that big Poe. Yeah, he wants a ghost, a big one at that. So even if we had a spirit of another ghost, which I'm trying to remember where Poes might be in this game, I cannot remember. We have to have a big Poe, and like I said, the only big Poe that I remember that is even in the game is that one. Now this room right here, they could not let us get through the rest of the dungeon or the temple or whatever you want to call it without having some sort of ridiculous obstacles. I guess I got through it without too much of a problem. That wasn't that ridiculous in hindsight. We have one more Gibdo to get to, and he wants something with calcium, which who knows why he would want that, because he's a Gibdo. But then why, again, why would a Gibdo want a fish? Why would a Gibdo want a big Poe? Why would a Gibdo want bombs or Deku nuts? But that was the final Gibdo that we have to get through, and down here you can see that there is one of those sun things on the wall. and there is a sun spot where I'm standing here in the middle of the room. Now, if we played Ocarina of Time, you might know what that might signify. There are 4 torches around this room that we need to light, and if we light them, a golden treasure chest will appear over here in this alcove. Now, this treasure chest over here, guys, is one of my favorite items in the entire game. I really like this item in Ocarina of Time as well, which makes me wonder why we don't have it if it was in Ocarina of Time. But then again, there was a whole time travel thing that I don't want to get into again. In this treasure chest, we get the mirror shield. Now, the mirror shield works pretty much exactly the same way as it did in Ocarina of Time, but it has a new fresh coat of paint pretty much, and we can use it the same way by crouching and aiming. And if we aim the sunlight here at the middle of the room at that sun block, it will, of course, disappear, a lot like the Song of Time blocks in Ocarina of Time. But not only that, we have to be able to get up there, and to get up there, we can shine the sun. Shine the sun on the wall over here, and that will make a ladder appear. And the ladder, of course, is going to be how we get through here. And if I hadn't had a Nintendo Power Player's Guide as a kid, I'm not sure that I ever would have gotten through here, because, of course, this is the mandatory way that you have to get through here. And by the way, here we are in the ancient castle of Ikana. You might remember that that sign said we would never get in here or whatever. We went the back way, or the underneath way through the well, and we are now here, and this is where we had to go. And I think we're going to get, yep, a cutscene here that introduces the area. I really like this area of the game, and I will be doing it in the next episode. But as for right now, guys, I guess I'm going to go over here and end it in front of the castle, just because that would make it a little bit more epic, I guess. In the next episode, we will be making our way through the ancient castle of Ikana, and believe it or not, even though it looks pretty intimidating, it is actually fairly easy and fairly short. But I want to thank you guys for watching this episode of Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, and I hope to see you guys back for the next episode.